There are so many different ways to make money investing in real estate, but without a clear understanding and overview, it can be really easy to lose money investing in real estate. In this video, I'm going to give you my 4 favorite ways to make money as a real estate investor, and I'm also going to tell you one way that I don't like to do it at all. I want to give you a clear focus and understanding of these 4 different ways and the key things to look into and research when you're getting into being a real estate investor in these different methods. Now, make sure you stay tuned to point number 4 because it's my favorite and I think it's where the biggest opportunity is here in our city in the future. Now, before we get started, I have to say this video is for educational purposes only. Real estate investing, like any investing, comes along with risk, and you don't want to make all your decisions after watching a YouTube video. You want to get out there and build a team around you, a team of professionals, including legal advice, tax advice, accounting advice, local construction knowledge, bylaws, building codes, zoning. You need to have this whole team around you. So use this as an educational starting point to start your journey into getting the knowledge you need to become a successful real estate investor and build that team around you. My name is Thibodeau. I'm a real estate broker here in Brantford, Ontario, and I've been helping people just like you make successful real estate investments for over 15 years. And in fact, I'm an active investor myself. Everything we talk about in the video today, I've got experience doing. So if you have any questions about anything you hear today, or you'd like to get started, all you need to do is leave me a comment below, or you can reach out to me directly. All of my contact information is right in the video description below. Now, if this video brings you any value, please give it a like. That helps it with the algorithm and to come up for future viewers, but also make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications because that's how you're going to get my future real estate investing videos sent right to your home screen. Enough of that, let's get right into the video. The first main way people make money investing in real estate is something called pre-construction purchases. This is where, as an investor, you're going to buy a condo unit or a new home or townhome directly from the builder, basically buying it as a floor plan. The idea here is that you're buying it at today's value, and by the time it's completed, it's significantly gone up in price, therefore making your profit. Now, there's a couple different exit strategies. One that's common in the Toronto condo market is to actually get out of this investment before it ever completes. This is what's known as an assignment. So in this case, you're actually selling the contract to buy the home. You're not even selling the home yet. Now, if you are looking for an assignment deal, it's very important to understand these are a different beast. You got to make sure that your contract is actually assignable and there's going to be a potential future buyer. I've seen here in our town, the people try to bring this assignment strategy here to Brantford, and it hasn't quite caught on yet, so they have trouble getting out of those investments. The other ways that you can look to turn a profit on these deals is, one, you can be buying this as your own personal home. So you're basically buying it at today's price, and by the time you close on it and move in, you're a couple years down the road and the home's already gone up significantly in value. Because it's your primary residence, you can move in, live there for a little while, and sell it and take that profit and move on to your next home. This is a very common strategy. Young families do this a lot. You hop from new home development to new home development, and you can make quite a bit of money along the way. The other option, of course, is to close on these properties and turn them into rentals. And in this case, we're going to talk about rental properties a little later, but the key would be to make sure that the closing price and the future rents that are available for that property are going to make sense to you as a cash flow investor. Now, the biggest way people lose on pre-construction is they buy the wrong project. So they buy a project that's, all exciting and hype, but there isn't really a good financial backing to it. So you're maybe paying too much on the day that you bought it. Perhaps the builder isn't a quality builder, and there is no real future market for these units. The other way you can lose money is if the market doesn't cooperate and you're actually, down money when you come down to time to close on this. So you could have bought it, say, for $500,000, expecting it to be worth $700,000 in a couple of years, but it's actually only worth like $480,000 when it comes time to close on it. So you're closing in a negative equity position. So these are all things to be cautious about when you're looking at pre-construction investing. Okay, the next way to make money in real estate, it's a favorite of mine, it's flipping properties. I really like doing construction work and being a project manager for construction projects. I find a lot of joy to it. A lot of TV shows and investors and seminars make this sound really, really easy. But the truth is, it's not easy at all. It's a lot of hard work and it's very different work than most of us are used to. But if you do have any background in design or in renovations and construction, there can be quite an advantage here. So the basic idea is to find a property that has been neglected or is cosmetically run down. You're going to purchase it at a valuable, under market value price. You're going to add your renovations to it, and then you're going to sell it for a profit. Now, there's a lot of moving pieces in there. The biggest skills are to be able to analyze these projects, mostly the things you don't know. Big one is, what is the future price of this project going to be after you renovate it? Getting a clear estimation on that is going to be key to finding what you can buy. But the other one where a lot of people mess up is being able to see what renovations are actually necessary and putting together the right timeline and budget ahead of time, again, informing the maximum price you should buy that particular project for. But if you do this all right and you have a good team around you, there can be deals everywhere, because typically the homes that need these renovations, they're overlooked by the typical home buyer. So if you're able to see through the clutter of a home and see the potential it might have, run all your numbers, you could have a winning investment. The next way people make money as real estate investors is tried and true as long as real estate has ever existed, and that is buying rental properties. Everyone needs somewhere to live, and you're either going to own your own home or somebody else owns it and you pay them rent. So you can become the landlord, and we can do this across all different property types. You could go anywhere from, you could own a campsite and be renting, places for people to put tents, all the way up to owning a high-rise apartment building or a commercial plaza. Now, the key is to understand the cash flow equation, because there's a lot of moving parts. Obviously, we're going to be generating rents, but you're going to have bills to pay yourself as the landlord, taxes, insurance, maintenance of the property. You'll also probably have to have some kind of financing in place. So in a perfect world, the rents are covering all this and you've got some profits left over at the end of the day. There's significant benefits to owning rental properties. You make money in a bunch of different ways. Number one, you've got those rents coming in, generating you profits and cash flow every single month. The second way is that with the tenants' rents paying your mortgage down, you're actually gaining equity month after month on your property. So when it does come time to sell, there's less due on that mortgage. The third way is, like a lot of real estate, rental properties are appreciating over time. So it's just going up in value year over year. And then there's also tax advantages to owning rental real estate that we're not going to get into here. I'll leave that for you and your accountant. Of course, the headaches with rental real estate usually come with the landlord-tenant relationship. You might not screen the proper tenants, or the landlord-tenant board is highly skewed in favor of the tenants. So when things go wrong, like your tenant stops paying or there's damages created to the property, there can be all these issues that are going to take some time to resolve. So one of the biggest skills for a rental property investor is being really good at screening your tenants and having quality relationships with your tenants. So that starts with being a good landlord. Good landlords usually get good tenants. So, key piece of advice here is don't set out to be a slumlord. You want to be someone who cares for their properties, talks with your tenants, knows them by name, goes and visits your properties, and you do a good job screening those tenants. So if that isn't your skill set yet, it's something to build up. Or you can hire professional property management companies that can vet your tenants for you and keep those relationships strong. Okay, before we talk about the fourth way to make money in real estate investing, I want to talk about one way that I don't really like. It's called wholesaling. And you may have even gotten one of these flyers in your house where it's like, I buy homes for cash. You've probably seen these signs out on lampposts and in boulevards around your city. And this is a strategy taught by a lot of real estate investing gurus. The basic idea is you go out and advertise that you're able to buy homes quickly. You're going to close quickly for cash. So you're really looking for people who are motivated to get a quick deal done. And that's normally because they're in some sort of distressed situation where they don't want to take the typical route of putting their home up on the market. Now, the idea is you actually go and you offer them a below market value deal, but you get that property locked up with a contract with no intention of actually really closing on it. This is different than if you were going to go buy that property to be a flip project or a rental for yourself. You're actually hoping to be able to take that contract and go assign it to another investor or another buyer. But the reason that I don't like this strategy is because at its base core, you're basically taking advantage of the current homeowner. You may not even be telling the whole truth about why you're buying the property or how the closing is going to go. So you're really looking to make a profit off of someone else's misfortune. And when it comes to me and real estate investing, I like everyone in the transaction to be happy. I like to be transparent in what I'm doing. And so wholesaling doesn't really align with my values. But if it's something you want to try, maybe there's a different video out there for you. Okay, my fourth and my favorite type of real estate investment is what we call like a highest and best use real estate investment. So this idea is we're going to take a property, we're actually going to upgrade the whole property to make it more valuable. And this is more than just doing a cosmetic renovation or a flip. Here we're talking about maybe even potentially changing the whole use of the property. So to start, there could be, properties that are allowed to have additional rental units put into them. Very typical, like in our city, you can put a basement rental suite into almost any residential property based on our bylaws and codes. So this is a great way to turn a single family home into a 2-family home and really increase its value and rent potential. Another way for highest and best use is a lot of the older neighborhoods have really large lots with small homes on them. And if the home's positioned right, or if it's a nice corner lot, there can be the opportunity to actually split that lot into more than one property, retain the home on the one lot, and now we have a new lot to build a brand new home. You can either build that home or you could sell that lot to a builder. And again, we've increased the density of that area and you've increased your profits. Now, this can keep going up the chain even further where big time real estate investors with a lot of capital will be out there buying multiple properties to assemble them all together to turn them into potentially a new commercial development or a condo tower. And of course, you're going to need a lot more money to play in that space. And it is riskier because you're going through zoning changes and raising capital and plans that might take many years to come together. But the upside is usually right there along with the risk. So this is usually an advanced strategy once you've got some stuff going, but it is also interesting to look at any individual project and think, oh, is there an opportunity here to split off a lot? Is there an opportunity to add an extra rental unit? Is there an opportunity to change the zoning or potentially increase the project value right here? If you want any help getting started with your next investment strategy, that's what I'm here for. If you got any value from this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want us to get started, all you need to do is reach out to me. My contact information is below. We have a quick conversation about your goals, and then we can get pointed in the right direction. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out this video next.